O God, whose plan has unfurled from the beginning of time, who has brought forth life on this planet, created the mountains, the stars, the trees, and all that we find here. We come this morning thanking you for all of your provision. We thank you for those who spread the good news of the gospel, those who journeyed on horseback to tell your people of your love, to teach people the way to salvation, to honor you. We thank you for the birth of the movement that became the Christian Church, Disciples of Christ. We thank you for the people who had the faith to believe that it was worth seeking property in Deltona for a church. We thank you for those who gathered that morning at the community center to worship. We thank you for those who have gathered since. We offer thanksgiving for the Sunday school teachers who've taught us about the scripture and about your love. We thank you for the pastors who have nurtured this congregation, who have served in difficult times and in times of great joy, who have had the faith and the vision to lead your people. We thank you for the elders who have shepherded your people here, for the deacons. We thank you for the unsung heroes, the ones who have painted doorways and fixed toilets. We thank you for the ones who have gardened and who have managed money, for all of the many ways that we have been provided for by their care. We thank you most, O Lord, for your presence here, for the way we experience you in worship, for the sound of your people singing praises to you, for the many choirs who have come to sing your praise. We thank you for the way we have experienced your presence here in each other. Lord, it is not always easy to be church together. In times when we are in conflict, bring us back to unity. In times when we are bored, bring us back to excitement. In times when we are frustrated, bring us to patience. May we always be the expression of your love for the world. We thank you, Lord, for Deltona Christian Church and all that it has meant and will mean. In Jesus' name, amen. Ah, goodness. Goodness. A few weeks ago, I was thinking about going on an overnight trip to my in-laws' house. And so I began to gather a bag. And you know, I was only going to pack the essentials. Only going to take the things I absolutely needed. So I opened my big bag and I started to throw stuff in. I threw in a toothbrush, essential. I threw in my diabetic supplies, kind of need those to survive. And deodorant, because you know, yeah, right? I got some clean clothes, a pair of socks, and, you know, 3 bottles of pills, because I'm not as young as I used to be. know what's going to happen. An eyelash curler, because, well, you need curly eyelashes. And, you know, a little cosmetic bag, so I'm not vain. And then the other cosmetic bag, because, all right, that was a lie. 3 kinds of lotion. Some essential oils, because essential is in the name of the oil, so I must need to take them. Pair of slippers, because my in-laws' floor is like a wood floor, but it's slatted. It kind of hurts my feet when I walk on it. I don't like it. A couple books, just, 4 or 5. A deck of cards, in case the kids get bored in the car. 2 kinds of perfume, because my mother-in-law doesn't like either of them. And about a dozen other essential things. Just a few essentials. It seemed kind of funny to call them essential when they were clearly not necessary, most of them, for living. But the truth of the matter is, if I had left any one of those things behind, I would have been miserable on my trip. Not that I got to go on my trip, but if I had gone on my trip, who can live without a good, comfy pair of slippers? I needed those things to be happy and centered on my way. Without deodorant, we all would have been miserable. But then I read today's scripture, and our scripture today talks about essential things. And I thought about that bag again. And Jesus compared his followers to everyday objects. Things that were plentiful. Goodness, Jesus, you're comparing us to table salt? Did you know that teenagers use the expression salty all the time now? I'm a little salty. I think it means, like, sarcastic. I'm not sure. They won't even make eye contact with me. Hey, kids, you awake? Salty means rude. All right, it means rude. Yeah. But we're not talking teenage speak today. So Jesus is comparing the disciples to salt. Comparing us to salt. And my goodness, the text today follows last week's text exactly, directly. We're hearing the next part of Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. Now, I imagine that after the Beatitudes, Jesus had their attention. Because you all remember what he told them in the Beatitudes, right? You guys remember this last week? Jesus told them that God wanted a new understanding of the social order where the people who were weak and oppressed were the ones who God would bless the most. Now, after the Beatitudes, we must understand the comparison to salt and to light as an expression of how we are living is a revolution of social order. Goodness! I wonder then how it felt to those followers of Jesus to be told that they are the salt of the earth. Now, I don't think that expression existed before Jesus made it up. But the Jewish tradition is replete with meaning for salt. Lot's wife was turned into a salt pillar. Do you guys remember that story? That's sure science fiction 2017, right? They were leaving Gomorrah, and she turns around because she doesn't really want to leave her friends, and she turns into a pillar of salt right there. Bam! The Hebrew people at that time could not survive without salt. They used it to cure their meat. It was crucial. But salt also had meaning of covenant. It had to do with a promise sealed. And now when you sit down to a Jewish Seder, there's salt water on the table to remind us of the tears of our time of suffering, our affliction in Egypt. Salt has a lot of meaning. In fact, I would bet that some of you have intentions of eating some pretty salty foods today. I saw that, Greg. You got some plans for some Doritos or something good, right? is important. The second analogy that we had was light. Light is also an essential. Goodness, we can't thrive without light. It enables us to perceive the world around us. It feeds our vegetation, which we eat, or at least we should eat, teenagers. No, picking on you. Adults eat vegetables, right, Felicity? Well, wait until you're a little more adult. They start telling you to eat those at the doctor. Light is important to us. We need it to be healthy and to function. We need light in our lives to keep us from depression. But we use it as a symbol of the divine presence, the burning bush. You remember the story of the burning bush where Moses encountered God, the lights in the temple, and so much more. Goodness, we use light for everything. So we have the two symbols of salt and light, two essentials. Salt represents covenant, promise, and relationship. Light represents divine love, goodness. I wonder what Jesus is trying to say here. Oh, you're not going to tell me? Darn it. We are salt. We are a relationship. We're a covenant. We're a promise. We are light. We are life-giving. Radiance, a symbol of God's presence. Neither salt nor light serve their own purposes. Salt is not salt for salt's sake. That's a really good tongue twister. Salt is not salt for salt's sake. No, thank you. Salt adds taste to something else. It brings out the flavor of something else. Light is not light for light's sake. Light illumines what could not otherwise be seen. No one serves salt for dinner, do they? Maybe at Greg's house. And no one sits and stares at a light bulb all day. They bring attention to something else. In this case, the thing they bring attention to is God. But goodness, how did they do that? Perhaps another metaphor will help. Do you remember the story, The Giving Tree?
Yes.
Susanna. I have a version that's been colored in by some children. Parts of it. You remember this book? It was published the year this church was born. Yeah, it's hard to believe that either this church or this book are that old. But I thought it might be appropriate for us to hear it again, but I confess I have gone through periods in my life where I hated this book. Because I thought, oh, that tree is so codependent. It's so miserable to give up everything the way the tree does. I hope I'm not spoiling the ending for you. And boy, is it abusing it. And truly, if this is the way that marriage is supposed to be, this is awful. But then it occurred to me in the study this week that maybe this book isn't about a romantic relationship. I know. What? Maybe this book is about the church. Maybe this book is about the church and the people who need to be nurtured by the church. So let's hear it again. What do you say? And we'll get down here. See, I told you it was colored in. Once there was a tree. And she loved a boy. And every day the boy would come. And he would gather her leaves. And make them into crowns and play king of the forest. He would climb up her trunk and swing from her branches. You see his little feet up here? Yeah, they need to color those in. And eat apples. And they would play hide and go seek. Here he is. And when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade. And the boy loved the tree. You see them hugging? Very much. And they were happy. But time went by. And the boy grew older. It says M-E and Y-I above the M-E and T. And the tree was often alone. Oh, my fingers won't work. Then one day the boy came to the tree, and the tree said, "Come, boy, come and climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and eat apples and play in my shade and be happy." "I'm too big to climb and play," said the boy. "I want to buy something and have fun. I want some money. Can you give me some money?" "I'm sorry," said the tree, "but I have no money. I only have leaves and apples. Take my apples, boy, and sell them in the city. Then you will have money and you will be happy." And so the boy climbed up the tree and gathered her apples and carried them away. And the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and the tree was sad. And then one day the boy came back, and the tree shook with joy. "Come, boy, come, climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and be happy." "I'm too busy to climb trees," said the boy. "I want a house to keep me warm," he said. "I want a wife and I want children, and so I need a house. Can you give me a house?" "I have no home," said the tree, "for the forest is my house, but you may cut off my branches and build a house. Then you will be happy." And so the boy cut off her branches and carried them away to build a house. And the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and when he came back, the tree was so happy she could hardly speak. "Come, boy," she whispered, "come and play." "I'm too old to play," said the boy. "I want a boat that will take me far away from here. Can you give me a boat?" "Cut down my trunk and make a boat," said the tree. "Then you will sail away and be happy." And so the boy cut down her trunk and made a boat and sailed away. And the tree was happy, but not really. After a long time, the boy came back again. "I'm sorry, boy," said the tree. "I have nothing left to give you. My apples are gone, my teeth are too weak for apples," said the boy. "My branches are gone," said the tree. "You cannot swing on them." "I'm too old to swing on branches," said the boy. "My trunk is gone," said the tree. "You cannot climb." "I'm too tired to climb," said the boy. "I'm sorry," sighed the tree. "I wish that I could give you something, but I have nothing left. I'm just an old stump. I'm sorry." "I don't need very much now," said the boy. "Just a quiet place to sit and rest. I'm very tired." "Well," said the tree, straightening up herself as much as she could, "well, an old stump is good for sitting and resting. Come, boy, sit down and rest." And the boy did. And the tree was happy. the end. Goodness. I think I'm in love with that tree. And still, I wonder, what do we need to do? What's the point of this story? What's the action that we need to take? There was that part about the law. Jesus came to fulfill the law, not to abolish it. And what does the law look like when it's fulfilled? Goodness! How do we live into the spirit of that law? What does it require from us? Goodness! What is the answer we're looking for? Goodness, people! What is the answer? What is it? I can't put my head around it.
Goodness.
Goodness! Somebody tell me already, what is the answer for how we live into this story?
Goodness.
Goodness. I was about to lose my mind up here. It's in how we treat each other and the people who surround us. So how do we taste when people show up in our lives? Can our taste point them to the taste of God? How do we shine when people encounter us in the world? Does the way we shine show them God? Goodness, people. We act in justice. We live in mercy. We feed the hungry. We love all people. Goodness. Let's pray. Loving God, you are the source of all goodness, all love, all kindness, all beauty. May our lives be like the finger pointing its way to you, our northern star, our truth, our life, so that all people may see you and know your glory.